Hi everyone, here with the ring's very own Dougie Fisher. Dougie, we just saw the finish of Canelo versus Chavez Jr. A lot of fans were looking forward to a great Mexican battle. First of all, what were your thoughts?
I was hoping for that. I was hoping for a 12-round competitive match. I kind of knew Alvarez would be the better boxer, the sharper puncher throughout, but I thought that Chavez Jr. would impose himself physically on Chavez, put some pressure on him, and make it interesting, make it a fight. Both guys would come out of this fight a little scuffed up. Instead, we were treated to a shutout, and it was Alvarez who was completely outclassing Chavez Jr. He came out of this fight without a mark on his face, which I guess is a good thing because it sets up this showdown with Triple G in September, so we know he's healthy going into this mega fight. But, you know, I had maybe underestimated Alvarez a little bit going into this. I kind of questioned how he would do against a guy who's probably 180 pounds and weighing the heaviest of his career. I thought maybe it would slow him down over the second half of the fight. It did not at all. And I had hoped that Chavez Jr. would try to emulate his father and really be the pressure fighter in there and try to work Canelo's arms and body and just try to break him down physically. And he didn't do that. Maybe he couldn't do that. I think it's a combination. I think obviously coming down to 164 probably sapped him his physical strength, but I don't want to blame it all on Junior's battle with the scale. I think a big factor, and probably the major factor, was the sharpness of Canelo Alvarez. He's just not physically bigger, weighing in heavier than 155 pounds. He was very sharp. I think he was sharper than usual. His jab was world class. His combinations and body shots were very accurate and excellent throughout. And a lot of guys would have been stopped by the output that Alvarez put forth against Junior.
We expected to see Chavez use, like you said, his height, his size, hit the jab. We didn't see anything.
He had a few moments where he would land like a straight right from the outside, but he never followed up on any moment. And he was too worried about what Alvarez was going to do next. Like, he was afraid that maybe he would get countered. You know, his jab really wasn't a factor after the first round or two. And when he got him against the ropes, he would let his hands go a little bit, kind of hit Alvarez's arms a little bit, and then he would take a step back because he was worried about being counterpunched. And you can't compete against a fighter of Alvarez's class if you're that concerned, if you're doubting yourself, if you're that worried about what they're going to put on you, which kind of tells me that Alvarez was hitting Chavez hard enough to make Chavez think that, hey, this dude might break me down. I kind of have to fight a stinky fight if I want to keep my pride and go 12 rounds. But I don't think he did himself any favor just by going 12 rounds, and I don't think his corner did him any favors by letting him take the beating for 12 rounds. I honestly thought after the 9th round that Chavez's corner should have threatened to pull the plug to stop the fight if he didn't make something happen. I mean, I would have loved to see somebody in there. It didn't have to be Nacho Beristain, but somebody in there to say, listen, Junior, you have to pressure him. You got to crowd him against the ropes and let it all hang out, because if you don't, I'm stopping this fight. There's no point in this going 12 rounds if you're just going to be stalked and you're just going to take a beating.